Here we are back of the ravine. Ronnie dredged this out a couple of 3 years ago. You can see it's we haven't had a whole lot of rain, but it's still kind of mucky. And there's a lot of frogs. And to the left starts the forest behind the house. I'm actually headed toward the marsh right now. Again, here, look at the deer tracks. You can see the deer tracks down here. They're all over. Probably must be a main highway for them. We'll take this a little bit until it starts getting too mushy, and we'll take a side trip to the left, head back up into the higher ground. You can see all the frogs jumping ahead of me. If I like catching frogs, this would be the place to go. Frog legs for dinner, anybody? Alright, it is getting a little thick right here, you can see that. I would have a ways to go. So I've noticed that there's a trail to the left here, a deer trail. I think we're going to take that. We don't know where it's going to lead, but we'll take it. Usually where the deer go, it's a path of least resistance, so generally it's a good place to go. But look at this. I don't think so. We just kind of ended up in a dead end right here. Let's go check it out over here to the left and see if there's a way around it. There are some logs that are piled up here, probably from a recent storm. So we could probably cross here. Looks like a shagbark hickory tree that fell down here. Well, maybe not. Looks like it's just some scrub wood. Anyway, let's go over this here. Be careful. Yep, you don't want to fall. And you want to watch out for poison ivy. Lots of poison ivy in this area. And there's lots of deer. I'm sure the deer know where I'm at, but I don't know where they're at. I think I see a clearing up ahead. Yeah, back before this is farmland around here. They say the woods was as thick as you could possibly see, and the underbrush was even thicker. Hardly room to get a horse through, let alone wagons or however else they got here. We have to blaze a trail here. No, this is not a deer. Well, here's a deer trail. Yeah, we found a little spot of a deer trail. And what you're hearing is a spray airplane going by, spraying the crops. And yeah, I'm talking, so if there's any deer in the neighborhood, I'm sure I've scared them away. But that's okay. That's alright. We already saw one earlier, but I didn't have it on camera. We have to buck down here, get down here. Ooh, look out for poison ivy. There we go. Alright, we made it through. This is the entrance to the forest behind the house, which is quite a big forest, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, we got a nice little clearing here. And you can see we picked up a deer trail. Right down here. There's a deer path right here. So we can take that. And we're definitely into drier ground. But we'll take the deer trail as far as we can see here. Watch your head. Okay. This would make some beautiful horse trails back in through here. All it would take is a little clipping of some branches like this one right here, the low-hanging branch. But other than that, beautiful deer trails. make good horse trails. Well, we've got a fork in the road. Which way do we go? Do we go that way? Or do we go that way? Let's be dangerous and go this way. Oh, now I know where we're at. This is the marsh. Right up in here. This is the big area around the marsh. All the water tends to congregate there in the rainy season. And this time of the year makes for great soft grass for the deer. They like to lay in it. It almost looks like crop circles because they lay in it. They press it all down, and really looks quite nice, like an artist did it. And for somehow they seem to get away without leaving any tracks. I think that might be I think we just solved the history and the scientific myths of crop circles done by deer. Alright, I'm moseying my way back to find this other trail, and I have found it, and I know where I'm at. We're at the very lowland area of the forest, far opposite of the ravine and the wheat field. And I don't know if we can get a look at the marsh from here. We're fairly deep into the forest, but we can kind of head over that way. You kind of get an idea. Here's a clearing coming up. Some big clearings. That's kind of like the marsh area. It runs all the way opposite those, on the other side of those trees, and very low land. And in the winter, you'll see sometimes even ice is forming. And here's a spot right here where a deer is laid. You can see how the grass has been laid down. Looks pretty cozy. If anybody needs to take a nap, it could be a good place to do it. Yeah, the deer like to bed down where it's nice and soft, and where they got a good place to look around in case there's danger. They can get out of the area fast. So here's another one right here. We're coming up to another one. It's right here, another area that's been all matted down by deer. And there's another one. So usually when you see one, you're going to find several. You'll find several. You know, deer like to hang out in packs or herds or whatever. And yeah, here's another clearing. Beautiful little area. Anybody want to pitch a tent? This would be a good spot to do it. Be bedding down with the deer. You can tell I'm not very quiet when I walk, so the deer know where I'm at. Oh, there's a nice big clearing here by the tree. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Looks like Big Daddy Buck was there. Alright, there's another good view of the marsh area right there. And that actually heads out where that clearing is in those trees over there, where you can kind of see way in the distance. Yeah, that's the marsh area. Alright, from here we go deeper inland into the forest. I'm trying to pick up a convenient trail here. A lot of poison ivy. Look at that. There's just a sample of some poison ivy. You don't want to get too close to it. Another one right there. Always wear long pants when you come out here. Good for the poison ivy. It's also good for the bugs. Keep the bugs off you. Definitely need bug spray though. Definitely need bug spray. A lot of it. Alright, so here we are in the lowland forest right now. It's pretty thick in here. Stays moist. Things grow pretty fast. Weeds grow, trees grow. You know, some of these little shrubs right now will be Probably as big as some of these trees that you see right here as we look up. It's a big ash tree right here. You'll find that these trees tend to cling together. So when you come on a stand of maples, you'll find a lot of maples. Well, the same goes for the old hickory trees. The hickory trees like to stand there too, and you'll find 2, 3, 4 of them right there, and then all of a sudden you see a bunch of oak trees together. So they like to stick together. Here we picked up our path. We've walked quite a bit already in this video, so if anybody's getting tired, just let me know and we can take a little breather here. Now, if we're lucky, we might see a deer, but like I say, I'm not the quietest one walking in the woods. They tend to know where I'm at, even though I think I might know where they're at. They're usually well gone before we get there. Little sticky bushes, a raspberry bush right here. They always like to come out and bite you, so I'm going to just go under it. Oh, there's another one right there. Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. Maybe I better go another way. But you can see, these are raspberry bushes. I don't see any ripe on here, but they do have some pretty good stickers. I hate to bend them down, but I think I'm going to have to do that to get through. Well, there's a little deer poop right here. Some deer poop. And so that tells me that the deer have been here very, very recently. If I had to venture a guess, I'd probably say 5 minutes ago. Then they heard me and took off. And now we're getting deeper and deeper in, also gaining a little bit more altitude, and we'll be coming up to the ravine that feeds down behind the backfield. And a lot of times in the heavy rain, water will be up to the top of the banks and then some. We get a good shot of this part of the ravine right here. Oh, it's a convenient step that the deer has made. We're not going to go down there at this point, but there you go. Good shot of the ravine. Water's coming down there. That water collects there. That could very possibly be the mysterious hole that has no bottom. Years ago, Farmer Nelson Kagi had a geologic survey done on the land. They dropped chain down into the hole for many, many yards and could not find bottom. I do believe they also used dye to see if they could find where the bottom was, and it was not determined. Now Nelson had to be a little careful with his cattle, because the cattle would come down here, and lo and behold, you know, it would be easy for a cattle to go get a drink of water and fall down the hole. No, I'm not kidding. So we still haven't determined, but that would be a pretty good guess of where that hole might be, just because the water's congregated there, trees tend to congregate there. I'm not willing to stand in the water, because who knows, it might just drop right down like an elevator. Alright, we're going to end this video right here. We've come from the marsh area, we've come all the way up into the ravine, and there's a lot more to see, but right now we're going to sign off, and we'll do another video at some other time. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you then.